Welcome to all of you. My name is Faisal Ahmed, and I'll be the speaker for today's Biz Talk. So can I check with all of you? Can all of you hear my voice? Am I audible? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Okay, good, excellent. So yeah, I believe from the time being already you have come to know the topic for today, right? It's all about effective communication in modern business. So the reason why we have taken this topic, because we have come to know that nowadays, especially when we are talking about business in 2025, the success of a business and the failure of a business, it depends on the level of effective communication for the business. So from today's discussion, I will be sharing some important tricks and technique how you can enhance your effective communication for modern business management. And also there will be few topics that will help you personally how you can enforce or enhance effective communication from all of you. So again, welcome to all of our trainees to today's Biz Talk. I can see some of you are very new. I think you guys are from our new ENS batch, right? Entrepreneurship and Sales batch. And I also can see some old face, like I can see, yeah, Ilmon, I remember your face and name, Maritis, Manaline, right? Lilia, Jacqueline, Maria, Janet, and all of you, ladies and gentlemen. And also I can see Pam is there. Pam is there, right? Pam, hello, Pam from Bhutan, and all of you. Welcome. Welcome to our today's Biz Talk session. So, Madina, I think currently we stopped the checked box, right? Only we okay. So what I'll be doing? So I'll open the chat box only between host and co-host. So please, if you have anything that you want to ask me, that you want to share, you can drop your message in the chat box. And when you send your message, please select my name. Do not send to Madina host, then she needs to forward me, and it's all about waste of time. Okay, so all of you look at the screen. I am sharing a Microsoft Word screen. All of you just have a look. Just have a look. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Now, as the topic for today, it's all about effective communication. Now, all of you go to the chat box and write down what are the things you still can remember from the list that I have shared just now. All of you understand? You go inside of the chat box and write down the words. What are the things you still can remember from my last screen? I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, okay. All of you go and type what are the things you still remember from the list. Very good. You have 1 more minute. Don't try to share your screen. Madina, can you please stop allowing other participant to share the screen, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Time is up. So those who have sent me your answer in the chat box. Okay. I never put any word like Microsoft in my screen, but some of you said Microsoft. Okay, and I have sent, okay, let me share the screen again. So in my list, I put March, process, progress, mistake, communication, organization, BizTalk, 45208950, Singapore Promise 5860, self-study. Now, why I'm sharing this one and why I ask you the question to write down whatever the things you still can remember. You know, this is also called one kind of communication. Especially it is called active and proactive communication. So when I start my discussion, when I start my BizTalk, when I share the screen, and when I ask you, all of you, please look at the screen that I shared just now and have a look. Remember, I asked you this one, but not all of you follow this instruction properly. As a result, what happened? When I ask you to write what you so far remember, some of you said only 1 point, some of you said only 2 points in the chat box, some of you said only 1 point in the chat box. But some of you, yeah, I'm really happy that you could remember 4, 5 points together. But I'm sorry to say, only 2 people remember the numbers. Remember the numbers? What was the number? 8520, 8950, 5860. Only 2 people could remember one of the digit that I have, that I have shared with you during the first part of today's discussion. So what we can learn from this part? Very important, what you can learn from this part. When you are in any kind of communication, you have to be proactive. If there is lack of proactiveness, there will be always misunderstanding. You follow? There will be always a misunderstanding. So this is the first thing that I'm going to share with all of you. Now, all of you switch on your camera, give a good smile on screen. Remember, we talk about minimal smile, good smile, right? Can all of you give a good smile on screen so that we can mark your attendance? 3, 2, 1, all of you give a good smile. Look at your camera, switch on your camera. Thank you so much. I know some of you are at work. If you are at work, I understand, no need to switch on your camera. If you can listen to me, if you can pay attention, I'm happy with that. But if you are not at work, please be honest with yourself. You make sure your camera is on and you sit in a quiet place, so that you can learn. You can learn and you can take away a lot of important things from today's discussion. So thank you all for your proactiveness that your camera is on. So thank you so much. So please take note. Before I say goodbye to all of you, before I say have a great weekend, after my discussion, I'll be sharing the notes that I'm going to use for today's BizTalk. Is it clear? Do not ask me in the chat box now, sir, can I have the notes? Not now. Before I end my part, I'll be sharing the notes accordingly. Now, look at this part. Let's move on and talk about the topic for today, effective communication in modern business. All of you can hear my voice. Madina, my voice is very clear, right? Very clear. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, good. Excellent. Now, look at the list of the things that we will be learning. We will talk about some important facts. Then we will move up to the real part of business communication, some principles, and then how an organizational crisis can respond properly by using effective business communication. Different types of business communication, some strategy that I'll be sharing with all of you that can help you to take away some important tricks and technique about modern effective business communication. Now, look at this part. I want this BizTalk will be like 1 hour 50 to 55 minutes. Okay, so very short discussion. All of you please pay 100% attention. All of my slide, it will be connected with one another. If you never pay attention, if you cannot be proactive, you will misunderstand my topic. Now, let's talk about some important and interesting business communication facts. Look at number 1. Every single day, about 347.3 billion, not million. Okay, I'm talking about billions. Emails are being sent in all over the world. Look at the numbers. 347.3 billion emails. It can be Gmail, it can be whatever email we have in business communication. Look at number 2. When we are talking about productivity, when we are talking about result, when we are thinking about organizational achievement, all those things will depend 25%, it will depend about effective communication. Maritia, you follow? Example, you have a team. You are a manager. You are leading a group of people, 20 staff under your leadership. So how you can make sure that 20 of them are doing their job properly? How you will ensure that 20 of them will achieve KPI, key performance indicators? It's only possible when you enhance effective communication. You follow? Number 3, if you are working in HR department, human resource, or HRM department, human resource management, and also nowadays it is called, human capital management, not resource. We call it human capital management. So, sometime you will notice that staff under you keep resigning from your business, from your organization. If staff keep resigning from your organization, you got to think carefully. Maybe there is something wrong about effective communication. Look at number 3, effective communication. It will decrease employee resignation and enhance employee retention by 4.5 times. If you can enhance effective communication, your staff will be working with you and the rate will be 4.5 times higher than last time. 33% of employees have reported that the lack of communication lead to decrease in their morale. You follow? What is the meaning of morality and not following morality? I'll give you an example. Let me stop sharing my screen and let me say hello to everyone. Can all of you wave your hand? Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, fine. What is lack of employee morality? Example, I'm your manager. Okay, I'm your manager. And I'm going to communicate with some new changes. I'm going to communicate with you about some new policy, but I did not explain all the things openly and properly to you. Understand what I'm trying to mean? For example, you usually start work at 9:30 a.m. and our organization already have changed this timing. So from today, you will be start working at 9 a.m. Pay attention what I'm trying to mean. See, if I just inform you, hello guys, remember from tomorrow onwards, you have to start work at 9 a.m. No more 9:30 a.m. Some of you will be unhappy. Am I right? Give me a thumbs up if you agree with me. Because I never explained to you why it is 9 a.m. Why not 9:30 a.m.? You follow? So what I will be doing, I'll explain to you, hello guys, we have a new rules that set by the top management. What is the rules? From tomorrow, we all will start work at 9 a.m. Because then I will explain number one, because I'll explain number two, because I'll explain number three. After explaining, I'll ask a question to my staff. Guys, now all of you understand why we are changing from 9:30 to 9 a.m.? Everybody will say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, we understood, right? That is called effective communication. If you never explain properly, 33% of your staff will not follow your instruction from their heart. You follow? Maybe they will follow your instruction, but there will be no intrigue, there will be no intensity, there will be no seriousness. So because of this important fact, what we need to remember? We need to remember that at any cost in our business, at our workplace, we have to implement effective communication. Now let's talk about what is effective business communication, or what is actually business communication. Remember, communication always based on two parties. It cannot be only one party. For example, today I'm your speaker. If I never allow anyone to talk, if I never allow anyone to type messages in the chat box, if I never allow anyone to clarify what are the things I am explaining, it will never be a communication at all. You follow? Do you know what it will act like? It will act like a radio program. Remember sometime when we listen radio program, FM radio, that they just talk, we just listen. We cannot give any feedback. We cannot check we understand the things properly or not. Look at this one. Business communication, it's all about how employees inside and outside of a company, the key word is share information. Do not use the term when you are talking about business communication that I already informed. This is the major problem in business communication. You know, some supervisor, some manager, they only say, okay, I already informed it to my staff. But you never check how many of your staff actually got your point. You understand, all of you guys? Do not believe in this policy that do not believe in this policy that I already informed. Everybody should understand what I have said just now. Cannot. You have to share. What is the meaning of share? Remember, sometimes you share some documents from one mobile to another mobile, right? So what is sharing? If I share some documents from this phone to this phone, after receiving all the data, all the information, I can say, yes, this sharing session is successful, right? If it is not, if my second phone never receive all the information, all the data, can I call it sharing is successful? Cannot, right? Same thing, when you communicate, whatever you want to exchange, whatever you want to inform, whatever you want to say, it must have to be shared by 100%. Remember, employee and management work together to reach organizational goals. So why we need business communication? In order to achieve our organizational goal. Also, it is important. Why? In order to improve an organization's work, I'm talking about work culture, right? How you can create a positive work culture when you are good at communicating openly, transparently, easily, and clearly. Your effective business communication always will eliminate or minimize misunderstanding. Just now, something comes to my mind. I need to stop sharing my screen. And do take note, when you will be managing a group of people, and when you give some instruction to your staff to follow, and if your staff makes a mistake or made a mistake, if you ask them, hey, why you did not follow my instruction? Boo, hello Boo, Boo Thai Hao from Vietnam. If you ask the question to your staff, hey, I asked you to complete the report by today 5 p.m. Why you never complete? Do you know what they will say? They will come and tell you, ma'am, I misunderstood your message. I thought you have told me I need to complete the project by tomorrow 5 p.m. It's my misunderstanding. It's miscommunication. It's misunderstanding between you and me. Do you know the reason why your staff making that kind of problem? Because they did not check with you properly. This is not effective communication. If I'm your staff, if I don't understand anything that you are sharing, I'll ask you, hello, ma'am, can you please tell me again, is it by today 5 p.m. or it's tomorrow 5 p.m.? I did not understand when you called me. You follow what I mean? You have to create that kind of culture at your workplace when you are working on effective communication. If you understand, and you always allow your staff to come and ask you the question. Okay, don't stop them. Don't get angry with them. Some staff can ask you a very silly question. Okay, that is called effective communication. Now let's continue and talk about the next. Some principles of effective communication. All of you, please pay attention. After today's BizTalk, you guys will feel that you have taken away a lot of important things regarding effective communication in business. Follow these principles. Number one, do not speak for the sake of speaking only. Sometimes some people feel that when they open their mouth, they believe everybody will understand what they are talking about. Abita, you follow? This is a wrong concept. Even I'm a teacher. When I talk, I'm a trainer. When I train, I'm a lecturer. When I provide my lecture, always I'm thinking, should I make myself 100% clear to all of my students? I always keep thinking. Because if I keep speaking for the sake of speaking, just to complete my PowerPoint slide, I cannot be a teacher. I cannot be a trainer. I cannot be a lecturer. You follow what I'm trying to mean? So when you speak for effective communication, you got to understand your audience, your clients, your customers, and their understanding level. You follow? And you need to speak according to the level of your audience. You follow? If you do not understand the level of your audience, it will be just talking or speaking for the sake of speaking. Number two, practice active listening. When you are talking about effective communication, always use your 6 senses to understand your speaker, your audience accordingly. For communication, you have to be clear. Speak slow and speak clear. It's okay one. And when you speak in English, nothing wrong with that. You can use very simple English word, very simple English sentence. Number 4, you have to be very curious. Example, I'm going to talk with one new stuff. Okay, Disney, one new stuff. This is the first time I'm going to talk with that particular new stuff. I must have to have some curiosity to know more about our new stuff. You follow what I'm trying to mean? I should have to spend some time in order to understand the background of my new stuff. If I have the mindset, I don't care, then I cannot enhance effective communication, right? In communication, engaging with others is the key. How you can enhance engagement. Later on, I'll be sharing some tricks and technique with you guys. And always be mindful, always be careful about your body language for effective communication. When you talk, if you talk like a robot, nobody will listen to you, right? When you speak, if you speak like very fast, not everybody will understand. When you speak, but you are not using your proper body language, everybody will misunderstand what you are trying to mean from your side. Now let's talk about organizational crisis and effective business communication. What I mean by this one, look at this one. What is the meaning of crisis? Difficulties, right? Challenges, difficult time. It can be difficulties like internal difficulties or external difficulties. Whatever it is, we have to, if we can use effective communication tricks and technique, we can survive from different crises of our business. Example, conflict employee and company goals. Always remember, at your workplace, you will find that some staff got some conflict. You follow? Some staff will be complaining with each other. Like Lilia will complain that I do not like the way Pan is talking to me. But two of you are important staff. I cannot simply terminate any one of you or two of you from the organization. So what I need to do? Then I need to implement effective business communication. I need to talk with Lilia openly. I need to talk with Pan openly in order to destroy their misunderstanding at our workplace. If I look at number 2, nowadays many businesses are following remote workers, like working from home, right? Yes, correct. You follow what I mean? So when you are managing team like online or remote, like working from home, when you implement effective communication, you can make your working from home people more and more productive. What is it? What is effective communication? Every day you communicate with them. You bring them in the Zoom meeting, talk in the Zoom meeting, share and give the instruction in the Zoom meeting, right? You can use WhatsApp messaging system. You can create different groups and let them update each and every activities inside of the group, so that you can have all the information about each and every staff who are working from home that you cannot see from your office, right? Remember, some business got different culture, different emotion, different behavior, and different attitude staff. Am I right? Example, you are working in Singapore or you are working in Malaysia. So at your workplace, you will find your colleagues from different countries of the world, right? You will have team members from the Philippines, from Vietnam, right? From Central Asian countries, from Myanmar, from Indonesia, right? So when you are managing multicultural people together in your business, and different culture, different attitude, different behavior can make a crisis in your business. So what is the solution? Effective communication. What is effective communication for those cultural, emotional, and attitude differences? You as a speaker, you as a manager, you need to bring them under under one umbrella. You follow? You need to tell them what you want, what is the culture of your workplace, what they can do, what they cannot do. Only then you can maintain the crisis of your organization. And please remember, when something goes wrong, do not underestimate the power of written communication. Right? Example, you are managing a small business. Yes, correct. You are managing a small business, and one of your staff got discipline problem. Okay, discipline problem. What kind of discipline problem? Every day he got late for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes at work. Though it's not a major problem, getting late for 1 minute, 2 minutes, but not more than 10 minutes. Yeah, you can feel that it's okay one. Maritis, you follow? You can feel that it's okay one. But if you think about overall organizational culture, organizational, behavior, it is a crime. Agree? It is a crime getting late for 1 minute, 2 minutes every single day. So how you can stop that particular staff not to be late? First, you can communicate by using your verbal effective communication. Annalisa, you follow? Give a friendly reminder. Hey, John, I noticed that for the last 2 days, you got late for 2 minutes and 3 minutes. May I know the reason why you are getting late? Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. The MRT got late, LRT got late, bus got late. It's not my mistake. It is because of the transportation problem. Then educate him. Hey, come on. We have 100 staff. If you get late for 1 minute, 2 minutes, but rest of the staff always be on time, they can feel that discipline is not important for my business. You follow? Then educate this stuff like this way. If it does not work, you provide a written warning letter. And remember, when you provide a written warning letter, this particular staff will be more and more serious about discipline. Agree? Look at this one. Your organization will feel some problem if there is no proper guidance, if there is no proper monitoring, if there is no proper instruction given to the staff accurately. So what you need to do, as we are talking about business, as we are talking about BizTalk, from management point of view, you have to always communicate with your staff by using proper ways of communication. Understand? And don't do this kind of discomfort of employees to ask for clarifying questions. This is a dangerous risk for a business. What I mean by this one, now let me stop sharing my screen. Fine. You always will have different types of manager or supervisor or leader at workplace. If I'm your leader, do you know what I'll be doing? I'll use this statement after each and every conversation. Guys, or I'll share this information after each and every meeting. Do you know what I'll be doing? I'll be sharing with my team members. Guys, if you do not understand anything that I have explained to you during the meeting time, you can ask me. You can drop me a message. You can call me anytime. Feel free to check with me if you are even 0.01% confused about the things that I have told you. And I'll tell them why. I will tell them, guys, remember, prevention is better than cure, right? You already spent one day without checking with me and you made a mistake. So what happened actually? You have wasted successfully one working day in my business, in my organization. So I'm very open to all. If you need to clarify anything, feel free to check. Right? Feel free to check. Yes. Prolonged agony. Yes, the very difficult word, you know. Good point. Thank you so much. Now let's move on and see how it can be done. Poor productivity. You know, when you cannot communicate properly with your team members, remember, when people will come to work, you only can see the physical components of your staff. Pam, am I right? For example, I'm working under you. You are my supervisor. Just now you saw me. I'm here at your work. But you never be able to see what is going on inside my heart, inside my brain, right? So when something goes wrong of a staff is because of when their manager or supervisor never ever communicate properly with them, right? Look at the next one, crisis. When your organization face crisis, you are a manager, you are a leader, but you have poor EQ that I don't want to talk with that particular staff. You follow? Maybe you do not like me. I'm your staff. Maybe you do not like the way I work, the way I dress, the way I put my hairstyle, you know, the way I talk, the way I walk. Maybe you do not like. That's why you don't want to talk to me. You follow? In every workplace, if you close your eyes and think properly, there will be some managers like that. They don't want to talk with each and every one. They only talk with some handful staff. Janet, you follow? Don't do that. When it comes to work, everyone is equally important for you so that you can enhance your effective communication to respond when your organization is having some crisis. Lack of transparent internal communication. This is very important. As a manager, when you will be managing a business, you have to be transparent. Always take note, nothing to hide to your staff or team members. You follow? Example, you have 10 team members and you are very close with 4 team members and you always communicate with that particular 4 staff and the rest 6 of them, you really don't care. What will be happening? These 6 staff will create a lot of crises in your business, right? Look at this one. When there is no proper communication, admin department will think like A, marketing department will think like B, sales department will think like plan C. There will be no alignment. Everybody is working, but there is no result. Everybody is hardworking, but there is no outcome. Right? Look at the last one. No active leadership involvement. You are a leader, but you never communicate effectively, impactfully with your staff. Your organization will face crises accordingly. So please take note, these are the factors we have to prevent. We have to take under consideration and we have to make sure that we are never allow our organization to feel some crisis because of this problem. Okay, look at this one, types of business organization. I believe some of you know about 3 types of organizational communication or business communication, right? Upward communication, downwards communication, and horizontal communication. I think some of you, those who are doing diploma program from one of your classes, you already know about these three basic types of business communication. But I'll be giving you some advanced, I'll be sharing some advanced skills and tricks and technique how you can make your upward communication more effective. Now, upward meaning to say when the communication comes from the upper management. Look at this one. It refers to communicate where employees directly communicate with the upper management. You follow? Upwards. So you are a staff, you are a marketing executive, I'm your marketing manager, and you come and communicating with me. I'm just listening to you, what you are trying to mean from your side. Understand? You follow upwards. So information will come from employees to the upper management. Number two, downward communication. Actually, it is called managerial communication, and this comes from the superior person in an office, like from manager to the subordinates. Okay, look at the last one, horizontal communication. When you will be communicating with other departments, that is called horizontal communication. Now, what I'll be doing, I will copy the things because I need to talk with you by stop sharing my screen. Upward, downwards, and horizontal. Now the question is how you can make these three types of communication more and more effective. Look at number one. When you are involving in upward communication, you are a staff, you are a frontliner, you are going to communicate with your manager. So during this time, effective communication means whatever the information you will be sharing with your manager, it has to be 100% accurate and correct information. You follow what I'm trying to mean? I'm your manager, but you are giving me some wrong numbers. You know, wrong numbers, wrong information. And based on your information, if I change anything, my business will face danger. Am I right? Example, how many of you are here? Look at this, look at the participant, 287, right? Madina, Miss Madina, 287. So after the meeting, our host, Miss Madina, will update our top management how many participants were in our today's BizTalk. If our Miss Madina said that today we got around 400 participants, then there will be a problem. 400? Show me the screenshot. Then when we calculate, it's only around 300. See? You follow what I mean? So when we will give any information to our top management, before we send, before we share, we have to justify, you know, verify the information, verify the data, and always remember the best way of effective upward communication with black and white. Do you know what is the meaning of black and white? Proof. Proof. It can be any kind of proof. It can be the memo, it can be the received, it can be the screenshot, it can be the voice record, whatever you need to prove yourself that you are right. Understand, all of my friends? Number two, downwards communication. Now, this is very important. Downwards communication, information will come from a manager to a staff. Example, if you are a manager, please remember, people always will forget about what you have said, but people will remember the next one, how you have said. Understand the two differences, my friends? You are a manager. When you will be guiding me, I am your subordinate, always be mindful how you are talking to me, how you are sharing this instruction to me. You make sure you have empathy, you have clear voice, you have to make sure that you never sounds like very aggressive, very angry, very unhappy about me. If you sounds like that as a staff, I'll be worried. You know, I'll have some unnecessary headache. Why my manager talks like that? Understand, my friends? That is called downwards communication. As a manager, when you pass instruction, make sure it's specific, and how you share this instruction, it has to be staff friendly. You know what is the meaning of staff friendly? You understand the concern of your staff. The last one, horizontal. Who remembers horizontal communication? Who remembers? Anyone? Raise your digital hand. Horizontal. Yeah, I can see one manual hand. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, go on, please. I can see 4 participants. I'll take only one. The first one, please.
Okay, good afternoon. Horizontal communication is within your level, communication within your level or within your within the level of your department.
Only your department, or also can be with other departments?
With other department.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll invite Ilmon. Give an example, Ilmon. Use your expensive microphone because you spend a lot of money, right?
Might as well go ahead, right?
Yeah,
Go
please go on,
forward,
please.
go big. Okay, I think from my understanding it's you can communicate towards another employee even if it's on another department, even if it, let's say HR or a QA
Mhm.
department. Let's say you're both an employee but not a managerial manager level, you can communicate as well equally. But on managers as well, they can communicate equally. The same goes for them, and the same goes for their bosses as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ilmon. Very good. Now, let me add something with 2 of our speakers along with me, horizontal communication. Remember, when we talk about our effective business communication, there is a problem, you know. Always there is a misunderstanding between marketing department and sales department. Sales department always will blame marketing department, that marketing department did not promote our product and services properly. That's why we from sales department facing difficulties to close order. You see, when you talk with IT department, they will not be that much cooperative to talk with accounts department. Do you know what they will be telling you? Hey, we are from IT department. We are very busy all the time, right? They will not be that cooperative. So what is the solution? For horizontal communication, you have to be good at bonding. Bonding, BONDING. For example, I'm from marketing department, and you, Marita, from IT department. So I need to communicate with you. Do you know how I will communicate? I will talk with you nicely. Hello, Miss Maritia. I know you are so busy all the time. Can I talk with you when you are free? I need some of your advice. That is called bonding. That is called reporting. That is called respecting other people from other departments from horizontal communication. Actually, horizontal communication, it is called take and given policy. You follow? When you help me one beautiful day from other department, and maybe the next month you need some of my helps, I'll do it. You follow? Example, last month you called me, but I never pick up your call. You know, I just overlooked. You message me, I never reply your message. But today I need your help. And I call you. What would be the response? I hope you understand, right? Yeah, maybe he or she will not pick up my phone. He or she will not support me. He or she will not let it be a horizontal communication. Is it clear? Always follow these 3 principles for 3 different types of effective business communication in an organization. You follow? For 3 different types of communication, the key, the major principle is respect. When you respect, they will listen. Ashim, you follow my friend Ashim? If there is no respect, they will not listen to you. It's that simple. Always do remember this one. Now let's move on. We will be talking about, we have done with internal business communication. Now we will go for external business communication. All of you can see my external business communication screen, right? Okay, good. Now for external communication, here you need to use, it is called ART. Then you need to consider that communication is an art. Why? Why? It's not science, you know. Communication is an art. So look at the highlighted part. When you talk with your vendors, when you talk with your customers, when you talk with the third parties, you cannot just communicate for the sake of communicating. You have to use an art. What is the meaning of art? You need to use your professional tune of voice, right? You need to show your friendly attitude to talk with your vendors. You have to be good at, like negotiation when you are communicating with your vendors. And that's why we call it external business communication. The success of external business communication, it will depend on your art of communication. You follow? Example, you make a phone call. I'm a third party. Okay, you make a phone call. So when I'll receive your phone call, you have to create first impression. Understand what I'm trying to mean? You have to create first impression with me. How? By your, charismatic voice, by your, professional behavior, by your using professional English words, English phrase. Only then you can be successful from your external business communication. Should I make myself clear to you guys? You cannot use the same tricks and technique the way you maintain your internal business communication. Because internal, you know all the people, but for external, you do not know all of them at the first place. You follow? So here you need to use your art of communication. Later on, I'll be sharing some of the art that can help you to improve your ability to develop art of communication. Now, some strategies that we can use in order to make our business communication more and more and more effective, right? Electronic communication, non-electronic communication, written communication, and verbal communication. And remember, each and every 4 strategies are interconnected with one another. And 4 of those strategies got 4 different types of characteristics. You follow what I mean? Now, electronic communication, you have to improve your written skill, ability to write properly when you are following email communication skill. You understand electronic communication? It also can be messaging communication by using WhatsApp, by using any messengers that we have in our, network. Non-electronic communication, it can be letter, business letter. It can be, the physical copy of any kind of letter. It can be memo. It can be invitation letter, right? Written communication, yeah, it can be, written form of any communication, memo writing, designing a poster, all the things. Verbal communication, using your word of mouth to communicate with your staff. And take note, different scenario will need different strategy. Example, you are from the Philippines and you want to communicate with your business partner in the United States of America. Then you have to follow the strategy of electronic communication, right? You follow? Example, you are going to talk with your local business partner. It can be non-electric communication. It can be face-to-face. And do take note, face-to-face communication strategy is the best strategy to come out with a solution and to come out with a result and productivity. Do you know the reason why? Because when two people are face-to-face, a lot of factors will be working for effective communication. The first factor, you can feel each other. It's not love feelings. Don't misunderstand me, okay? The feelings, it's all about to understand the needs, you follow, of your information and of your communication topic. And written communication, I have told you that written communication, yes, correct. And the last one is verbal communication, that you are using your voice to communicate, right? Now, your business communication process, okay, fine. Your business communication process, let me make it a bit short so that I can manage my time accordingly. So, nobody will come and tell you to adjust your organizational business communication. Okay? All of you, please pay attention what I'm trying to mean. Payme, Mr. Payme, you know, nobody will come and tell you that, hey, we do not get that kind of effective response from you. Can you please adjust your communication process? Edwin, Mr. Edwin, nobody will come and tell you. You as a business leader from your side, you need to check how the current business communication process is working for your organization. I'll give you a good example. I do believe all of you know about Alibaba, right? Alibaba.com. You know what happened last time to Alibaba? So Alibaba, they got operation almost in all over the world, right? Now, and you know Alibaba from which country? Based on China, right? China, fine. And even the few years back, when you go to Alibaba website, when you try to communicate with any customer care agent in Alibaba, you need to type in only English. No other language, you cannot use that time, only English. Then out of sudden, Alibaba realized that, you know, some of the countries, like the people got lack of English communication skill, the sales rate has poorer than the countries got proper English communication skill. You understand, especially Russia, you know, the Russia, they're really not good at English. Central Asian countries, they are not good at in English. You know, they used to speak Russian language a lot. Then what Alibaba did? They have implemented a new process of proper effective communication. What was the system? It is called AI, artificial intelligence in effective communication. What is it? You can type in Russian language and the AI will translate it in English for the customer care department of Alibaba. You follow what I mean? Then what happened? No matter what language you are using, Alibaba can communicate with their customer by using that integrated, modern, smart, dedicated artificial intelligence communication channel. You follow? So you got to audit, you got to look at the overall performance, overall nature, overall feedback, overall revenue of your business. Nowadays, the companies from all over the world, when we are talking about effective business communication, they got a problem. Do you know what is the problem? Let me give you an example. In your country, if you want to talk with your mobile phone customer care number, and if you dial 121 or 111, you need to wait for too long time. Please correct me if I'm wrong, right? They will play some unnecessary music. Please wait. We will receive your call shortly. And the meaning of the word shortly, it can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Only then someone will come and pick up your phone. And many customers becoming angry because of these unnecessary waiting times. You follow what I'm trying to mean? So the process that the modern business is integrating. Okay, fine, that's good. What they're integrating, they got virtual customer care assistant. If you go to their website, no need to make a phone call. No need, because making phone call is expensive, right? You can talk with a virtual assistant. If you type, the virtual assistant will reply you based on the keywords that you are asking or that you are putting in the, the chat bot, not chat box. It will automatically reply. Nowadays, different organization, different business, they come along with mobile apps. For example, you are using a particular Wi-Fi service in your country. They will have a proper mobile apps. You download these apps, you can communicate with any kind of problem by using your mobile apps. You understand, all of my friends? I would like to give you a homework after my discussion today. After today's BizTalk, you go and do some research from AirAsia. I think all of you know about these airlines, right? AirAsia. You go to their website, you will find a modern integrated communication channel, like a virtual customer care support agent. You follow what I mean? And you can click and you can try something to figure it out accordingly. It's okay. I know some of you are at work. If you are at work, you cannot switch on your camera. I can get it, no problem. So far, all of you, again, please switch on your camera. I can see 299 of you are here. Can all of you please switch on your camera? We need to mark your attendance so that our admin can prepare your certificate within 2 to 4 weeks time, and they will send to you by using your email ID. In order to get your certificate, you have to make sure your attendance has been taken successfully. So how it can be done? Please do switch on your camera so that we can mark your attendance accordingly. So page number 1, thank you so much. Give a good smile. Some of you look like, hey, by right, I might look tired. I'm fasting today, I'm fasting. So but my energy is there, right? Yeah, physically I'm a bit tired, but mentally I'm not. Okay, mentally I'm not. Physically a bit weak, but mentally I'm not weak to talk with you. Okay, so please switch on your camera, give a good smile. Page number 2, page number 3, yes, page number 4. Thank you so much for your understanding. Page number 5, page number 7, page number 8. Wow, excellent. Page number 8, number 9, number 10, 11, and 12. Thank you all. Thank you. Now, okay, so let's move on and talk about the rest of the things. So we need to monitor the current status of our business communication and set goals accordingly. Remember my case studies from Alibaba? Remember my case studies about AirAsia? Actually, how they could realize that they need to add something new because of their auditing, checking. You need to identify the groups inside the organization, and you need to evaluate their relationship. Remember this one. So when you notice that in your organization, out of sudden, the rate of internal conflict has increased dramatically, you need to do something about it. Mr. Ricardo, you follow? If you notice that staff are complaining to each other, complaining about their manager, about their supervisor, about their colleagues, there is no problem. Only one problem: lack of effective communication. You follow? Lack of effective communication. Then you need to sit together to let them understand, hello, we are here to work. Why we need to complain with each other, against each other? Let's work together. Let's communicate. Let's destroy the feelings related problem. People got feelings related problem, emotional related problem. You communicate and solve the problem accordingly. Remember, you got to define the best method of communication for your business, and you need to give proper business communication training for the employees. Remember, if you have a call center, if you are working in call center, you need to spend a lot of time to train them how they can communicate with the staff, especially with unhappy customer, unsatisfied customer. You follow? And we need to find out which medium of communication should be effective in our business. What kind of effectiveness? Cost effective, right? Cost. Always you have to consider which way you can minimize the cost of your business operation. You follow? Number two, which communication medium would be the best option for you to minimize customer complaint? So on and so forth. So yeah, you have to find out it in your own way from the case studies or from your top management based on the nature of your organization. Now, I would say the best topic for today, how you can communicate with confidence. When you will be holding a leadership position, and when you are in charge of effective communication for a business, you have to improve your own ability to communicate effectively. Right? Fine. Discover your own voice. Very important part. Your voice is not about the sounds that come out from your mouth. So what I'm talking about your voice, it's about the feelings and the thoughts you want to convey. So in your voice, you should have to add your feelings, your thoughts. For example, now you are going to communicate with unhappy customers from your business. Let me stop sharing my screen. Okay. You are going to communicate with whom? Unsatisfied customer, with an angry customer, with not satisfied customer. So what kind of voice you need to use? A voice with empathy, am I right? A voice with a bit sad tune, a voice with full of understanding. All of you understand what I'm trying to mean, guys? If you talk like no change, no feelings, if you speak like an army man, policeman, police officer, it will not work. It will make the things more and more complicated. Example. Jacqueline, hello, Miss Jacqueline. Could you please wave your hand, Jacqueline? Just wave your hand. Okay, good, excellent. Now, what I mean by this one, fine. So what I mean by this one, use your voice. Example. You are a bit unhappy about my product, about my services. So what kind of voice I need to use? You know, look at all of you, look at my voice. I'm so sorry, ma'am. I can feel your concern. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience, sir. Can you feel my voice a bit sad tune of voice? Am I right? I never say, sir, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. If I speak like that, it sounds like the general of an army. Maria, am I right? I sounds like the general of your army. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, guys. It will not work. Use the voice. It means that when you speak, you have to sound like that. You are not using your words. You are using your feelings, your thoughts in your voice. Only then you can communicate confidently with any kind of customer, any kind of situation. Remember, in your voice, if there is cultural differences, you have to consider that you are able to understand the cultural differences. You follow? Religion, spirituality, neighborhood, geographical origin, and so on. You got my point, right? Because different people from different countries of the world always will have different method and different ways of communication. So adjust and put yourself together so that you can use the right voice accordingly. Look at the next one, how you can communicate with confidence. You need to formulate your voice. What is the meaning of formulate? Look at the first one. Have you ever been in a situation where you said something and the person you are talking to took it in wrong way? I think all of you have that kind of experience, right? You wanted to mean something positive, but other people, feel it is negative. Understand? I'll be sharing 2 case studies with you guys. So one of my colleagues, when I was in our Kuala Lumpur office in Malaysia, so we got a small business trip. So in our hostel, we got colleague from the Philippines, from Indonesia, and from Singapore as well. Okay, all of you pay attention. Then what happened? The second day of our business trip, I called one of my colleagues, he was in level 23. So that time I didn't want to go level 23 in order to bring my body spray. Very funny examples, I called my colleague and said, hey, my friend, when you come down, could you please bring my body spray? And he said, sure, I'll bring. Then I was waiting in the lobby. When he will come down, I was waiting in the lobby, okay? Don't laugh. Do you know what he brought for me? In his backpack, he bought the big towel, the toilet towel. Then I asked him, hey, I asked you to bring my body spray. Why did you bring my body towel? Then do you know what he said? He said, I thought you said to bring your body towel. Ilmon, understand? Then I said, oh my God, I wanted to help him to bring my body spray, but he misunderstood and bring a big towel. You follow? And one day I remember I was using public transport, actually the public bus, a middle-aged, like 40 to 45 years old, a gentleman came, to sit next to me. So what I did, I give some respect. Maritis, I give some respect to that particular person. What I did, I stand up and I stay back and I let him go inside to sit first so that I can sit here. Then this gentleman was asking me, hey, why you stood up? Why you did that kind of things? I can go like this, right? I said, oh, okay, yes, you can, no problem, no problem. You understand what I'm trying to mean? So always there will be some misunderstanding, even if you are planning to do something better by communicating effectively. So what would be the solution? Look at this one. Then when you have that kind of problem, you have to formulate your voice. What is the meaning of formulate? You need to change the English words that you have used, but your audience misunderstand you. You follow? You need to restructure the sentence that you have used, but your audience did not understand the things accordingly. Follow what I mean, guys? So reformulate, restructure. If you notice that, yeah, this English words is very difficult, this statement is very difficult, then change the statement, change the word, change the sentence structure so that they can understand. You follow? You can view your voice as a gift. It can help, raise people up or push them down. Remember, if you never reformulate your voice because of the word of your mouth, someone can be unhappy, someone can be happy. So the same thing, the same words, you can make someone happy, someone life's difficult because of misunderstanding. These small words can destroy the motivation of other people. So always, please remember, formulate your voice. Always take note how you are talking to them accordingly, not what all the time. How you can communicate with confidence? Be authentic in your voice. If you try to sound fake, everybody will consider you as a fake person. Understand? Our trainees from the Philippines, you cannot speak like an American. It's impossible. Agree? Please correct me if I'm wrong. You cannot speak like a British citizen from UK. But if you try to speak like a native English speaker, your authenticity will fly away from you. When there is no authenticity, there will be no effective communication. There will be no confidence. We have trainees from Myanmar, Burmese trainees, right? And for all of your information from other nationalities, Burmese always speak so fast. If you have Burmese friends, you will be surprised that they speak so fast. Maybe then you will not be able to understand them. So whatever you have, be authentic. But the key point, you can speak slow and you can speak clear. That's the difference that you can create that will help you to be authentic. Remember, with authenticity, there is nothing to prove, there is nothing to protect, there is nothing to hide, or there is nothing to preserve. When you are real, you can feel confident. But when you are fake, everything will be fake. There will be no confidence at all. Remember, when you deliver your message in your authentic voice, you open yourself up to the genuineness, transparency, and honesty. You got my point? For example, if I speak like a Latin American, for example, let's make some fun. Whatever you say, officer, I agree. I understood how I sounds like funny, right? Because I'm not from Latin American countries. I cannot speak like them. You follow what I mean? You are a supervisor and you have to be authentic when you speak. If you try to speak like your big boss, the game will be over. You follow? I believe, all of you remember our big boss, Mr. Benson Ma, the way he talks, right? Even in the class time, he will be using Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the first alphabet of Wednesday, first alphabet of Thursday, first alphabet of Friday together in order to make the things more powerful, right? But I cannot use because I'm not the big boss. If I try to speak like Mr. Benson Ma, it will sound like funny. I hope you understand, right? Be authentic in your voice. And by doing so, you are no longer talking about authenticity. You are doing authenticity. Be real, whatever you have, proud of it. Just make it, you know, slow and clear. That's all. Now let's move on and talk about manage your fear and anxiety. When we talk about effective communication in business, let me give you some examples. I do believe that how many of you are here? About 300 of you are here, right? In your life, you have some negative experience that you failed job interview. Let me stop sharing my screen. How many of you have that kind of experience that you went for job interview and you could not pass that job interview? Can you please raise your digital hand? I'm one of them. I must need to raise my hand at the first place. Can I see how many of you have this experience that you went for job interview and out of luck you failed in this job interview? A lot, right? Wow, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So am I right to say around out of 300, around 50 of you have this experience? All of you, lower your digital hand, please. Thank you so much. Lower your digital hand. If you would like to find out why you could not pass that particular job interview, the main reason, during your interview time, you are not able to educate or able to express to your interviewer that you can do this job. Nuila, you follow? It's not about your job experience. It's not about your educational qualification. It's not about your last job experience. It's because you are unable to communicate with your interviewer during your interview time that you can do this job properly. Understand? Why? Because you are not that confident. Lack of confidence were there. Okay, fine. So here we go. We'll be talking about this one. When you have fear and anxiety, confidence will fly away from you. You follow? Confidence will not be there. And when you have lack of confidence, you will speak like meaningless. You will speak like aimless. You will speak like no sense, you know. Okay, so it's very normal to have fear and anxiety around something that matters. In fact, there is a good amount of general people, about 57% of us, we are being affected by public speaking anxiety. If I call 100 of my trainees, around 60 of them will have anxiety to talk. They will feel uncomfort. They will have some symptom of lack of anxiety, full of anxiety and fear. Remember, the reality is fear is just an emotion like your compassion, joy, and love. You follow? So when you feel good, how do you feel? You feel joy, right? You feel love. Same thing. Your anxiety and fear is that kind of feelings. It's all about you, how you consider or take this situation accordingly. So next time when you will be communicating, educate your mind that, hey, I'm just going to communicate, that's all. I'm just communicating, that's all, nothing new. Understand, all of my friends? Clear? Very good. Now, let's move on, talk about active listening. As I have told you, communication is all about two ways of communication, right? One speaker, another listener. So if you are a speaker, if you never listen to your audience, you cannot answer them properly, right? Even you are an audience, someone is a speaker, you never pay attention, you will not understand the point of your speaker. You know, nowadays the major problem of young people, they don't want to listen. That's the problem. And let me share the surprising strategy. I believe all of you know about IELTS, right? IELTS, right? Okay, please wait. You know, if you go and take IELTS test, you need to go for reading, writing, speaking, and listening. You know, the most of the candidate, they got difficulties to score better score in listening part. Lilia, you follow? You follow? That's the fact. Maria, Eliu, you follow? It becomes difficult for many young people today to score good marks, good point in listening part. Why? They never listen properly. They don't want to listen properly. So when we never listen properly, we are making our communication more and more complicated at the first place. Now, how we can be confident? We have to avoid some posture. I'm talking about some negative body language from our communication. All of you, please pay attention. This is something that will help you to be more and more professional in order to have effective communication in a business or in an organization. Now, look at this one, crossed or folded arms. For example, you are going to communicate in a business scenario. And if you sit like that, all of you look at my body language. I need to put it like that. If you sit like that, meaning to say you are defensive and you are feeling insecure in that particular environment. All of you understand, my friends? So make sure you never put your hands like that when you are communicating with a group of people in an organizational settings. You follow? You are managing a group of people. If your hands claps behind the body like this, meaning to say you have the authority and you have the confidence. You follow? I'll give you an example. Sometimes you guys watch some English movies, right? Like action movies, like military, army, navy, air force related movies, right? Remember the captain, the major, when he or she gives instruction, he stand and he or she put his hands at his back like this. Did you realize this one, guys? It means that you have the authority and you have the confidence to give instruction properly. Okay. For example, you are planning to communicate with your manager. So if you become busy like that, look at me, you take care of your cloth, you take care of your watch, you take care of your jewelries. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means you are being very nervous. Don't do that. When you are talking about effective communication, avoid that kind of unnecessary body language. You know, finger pointing. You know, some people, when they pointing the finger, it's you, look at me, it's you. It means that aggressiveness is there. You follow? Now, when you have when you fist like that, you will be a bit angry, you have anxiety. What kind of things? For example, your face looks like not that normal, a bit reddish color, a bit red color, a bit pink color, a bit not normal in shape. You follow? And if you have like you always do like this kind of thing, it means that you have self-smoothing, meaning to say you are being able to communicate effectively. When you communicate, if you put your hands on your hips, meaning to say you have the authority and assertiveness, meaning to say you are being a bit confident in front of your audience accordingly. So far clear, guys? Understand? Okay, excellent. Now follow this one. Now, how to communicate with your confidence? Remember this one. Remember I told you earlier that I'll be sharing some tricks and technique for engaging or a proper engagement in communication. When you engage a body movement, you give people the authority or opportunity to come, to communicate with you, to experience joy, to experience, experience sorrow. Meaning to say, for effective communication, when you open the door of possibilities, then people will come and check with you. When you have proper body language. You understand what I mean? If you sit like that, I'll be afraid to talk to you. I'll not ask any question. But when you put your hands back and stand straight, I'll feel that you have the authority and you are here to help me. I'll come and ask you the question. I will clarify the things with all of you accordingly. Right? How you can communicate with confidence. Look at this technique. This is something very important that all of you take away from today's discussion. Use the pregnant pause technique. What does it mean? It means that it is a gift to your listener. And it is a gift also for yourself. Why they put is pregnant technique? Because, with due respect, remember, the pregnant women, they will be moving a bit slow. Am I right? They will talk a bit slow. They will stand a bit slow. They will sit a bit slow. From this concept, the scholar have added the name. It is called pregnant pause technique. So when you communicate, you can use this technique. So actually, it is only gives your listener time to digest what you have said. And also, it will give you a time to breathe, structure your thoughts for excitement. Because when you communicate, you need some time in order to develop, in order to construct or in order to design your sentence, your structure accordingly. So under this technique, what are the things you can follow, ladies and gentlemen? Look at this one. Be slow down. When you speak, no need to speak so fast to complete all the things in 1 minute. You can take 2 minutes. You can take 3 minutes. It doesn't matter. You must have to make sure you educate or you are able to make people understand what you are talking about. Right? Number 2, do stay present. So during your communication time, you have to be, what does it mean? You have to be proactive. Maria, you follow proactive. Example, you are talking in front of 100 people. If you look like very tired, they will also feel tired. Right? So be present. You have to be there physically and mentally. You have to be aware about your body, how you stand, how you sit, how you walk, how you talk. Everything you have to bring under your consideration. Don't speak before you think. You have to speak after you think about the topics. Right? Don't ramble and don't yell. When you follow this technique, you can build up your, effective communication skills accordingly. Now, let's talk about the last topic for today. It's all about why we need to consider about effective business communication. Number 1, it will increase employee satisfaction and loyalty. Always take note that you cannot just retain your staff by providing better salary package. Ilmon, understand? People never work only for money. If they notice that your work culture is toxic work culture, Mr. Ricardo, if the culture is toxic, your productive staff will resign from your workplace. No matter how many years they have been working in your organization, they will work with your competitors. You follow? And your competitors will be able to know the secret of your business. So effective business communication will enhance employee satisfaction and loyalty. So proper communication between the management and the employees will ensure employee satisfaction, both financial benefits and non-financial benefits. Now let's move on to the second one. Sometimes your business needs to make proper decision, right? And how you can make proper decision? By enhancing effective business communication. Remember, when you make a decision, if it is only from your mind, you are using only one human brain. But before you make a decision, if you communicate with 20 productive staff, if you share what you are planning to do with 20 different staff, meaning to say you are using 20 human brain that can give you and help you to make better decisions for your business. You follow what I mean? Think about all the successful business like Samsung. You know, Samsung will never take a decision by the CEO, only the CEO. They will pick up the most productive engineers from R&D department, research and development department. They will talk, decide which would be the best solution, best technology for their next product. Higher productivity. Guys, remember, even for me, you know, even for me, I realized that, some of my working days are more productive. I'll be very honest with you guys, I feel that some of my classes are more and more energetic. On the other hand, some of the classes are not. I can feel after my class. You understand what I mean? I believe everybody also have that kind of feelings. Some of your working days, you are very productive. Some of your working days, not productive. Why? If you close your eyes and if you realize the reason why, because of poor communication between you and your supervisor, between you and your manager. You follow what I mean, guys? So higher productivity, it will come from your employee motivation, not satisfaction. I'm talking about motivation and how you can motivate your staff, motivate your people by communicating with them properly, strategically, and professionally. You follow? Now, partnership. Sometimes you might have to work with different partners in your business. Partner will believe your business philosophy when you can communicate with your business partner effectively. Am I right? If I'm planning to be your business partner, but I have no clue, I have no ideas how I can communicate with you, then it will not work. Understand, all of my friends, what I'm trying to mean? So business partnership, it depends on transparency. It depends on, clear communication. It depends on agreement, right? Written agreement. See, everything belongs to where? Belongs to effective business communication, right? And you also can reduce organizational conflicts. Remember the first important slide that I have shared? Lack of engagement. People are working just for the sake of working, but productivity is not there because of conflict. If you do not like your manager, you will not do your best at your workplace. Agree, if you have misunderstanding with your working colleagues, you cannot be a good team player. Roxanne, am I right? Donabel, if you do not like me, I'm your colleague, I'm your team members, you will not do your best, right? But when you know how to communicate effectively, you can destroy all those different unnecessary types of organizational conflict, right? Look at this one, established work management relationship. So effective communication will help the management understand the problem and the things that their employees are facing. This is something that we need to develop for effective business communication in modern business. You follow? If you do not understand what kind of problems, what kind of difficulties your staff or your employees are facing for now, then there will be a problem, right? Contribute to the brand and product. If you think about, if you make a list of the 5 biggest brand in your country, you will find that 5 of the brands, they are becoming the best brand because of their effective communication with their customer, with their employees, with their stakeholders, with their suppliers, and with all those internal and external parties. All of you clear? Fine. And then look at this one. Innovatives. You know, business, you cannot survive in modern business if you cannot invent something new, right? If the product is not developing, if the services are not developing, how you will survive in modern business? If you think about technology-based product, think about laptop, right? Every year we can see new model of laptops, and every new model comes along with some new features, right? Some new features, like we can see upgrade of the upgrade of the keyboard, right? Memory part, RAM part, right? SSD part, fingerprint part, everything is becoming more and more updated. And how it becomes possible? It becomes possible of effective communication for product development of that particular industry, particular brand. If they never communicate, what will be happening? Company will become like Nokia. Remember the Nokia? Once upon a time was one of the best selling phones. Nowadays, we are not using this phone anymore. Lack of innovativeness, lack of innovative in their product and services. And also, it will help for good execution of plan and policies. Remember, business always need to implement some plans, some policies, right? So how you can implement the right policy at the right time, at the right place, when you have implemented effective communication among your team members. That's why effective communication is very, very important for our modern business. So that would be the end of my discussion about the topic. Now, I'll be waiting for your question in the chat box. If you have anything regarding the things that I have explained to you, you can feel free to ask me in the chat box. And before that, let me share the notes that I have used for today's BizTalk. Yes, all of you go to the chat box, click on the link and download the PDF that I have used for today's discussion. So that so the rest of the times we will be waiting for your question. If you have any question, regarding effective communication, you can ask me and I'll be addressing all of your questions accordingly. So please take note that communication, it is not any fixed strategy. Okay, it is not any fixed strategy. Communication, it is all about improving, improve every single day. When you communicate, you will learn something new to be better. Every single day when you communicate with someone new, you will make your communication skill more and more sharp, right? So if your communication skill is not that strong, do not feel unhappy. You start working on it from today, and by tomorrow, by day after tomorrow, in 1 month, 2 months, you will feel that you are becoming better in your business communication. I have one question in the chat box. Mr. Faisal, is memo considered a warning or written communication? Actually, memo is a written communication. Warning letter is not any memo. Warning letter, it is a combination of, the disciplinary action and disciplinary things. So memo is one form of written communication. We cannot consider it as a warning letter. Okay, you follow? Fine, excellent. Any other question from anyone? And how was the discussion today? Can you put some messages in the chat box? Fine. Thank you so much. Today's class very intricate for me. I work at police procurement unit where I different vendors every day and out of the institution. Okay, fine. So you can use the tricks and technique of effective communication in the procurement department of your police department in your country. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that you said that it becomes, some meaningful for you. If the communication not clear enough, is there any right to people called you rude, knowing that she don't know you talk to react? Okay, your question is very difficult question, sensitive question. Now, if your communication is not clear and other people misunderstand what you are talking about, immediately, remember, we talk about formation. You have to reform your sentence. You got my point? For example, you come and talk with me, but I didn't understand what you are talking about. Then what you need to do? You need to again tell me the same things, but in different way, right? And if people feel that you are rude, it's not your mistake, because you did not do it intentionally. Yadana, you follow? You didn't do it intentionally. It was unintentional. So you need not to feel unhappy about this one. Okay, it was very important. Okay, fine. I had a great time again today. You are welcome. It was a nice seeing you again, sir. All discussion are crystal clear. Oh my God. Oh, Mark Anthony is there. Can you use a guide for being a good trainer? Okay, you can use this one to be a good trainer if you want to be a trainer in future. In the Philippines, many of the employees are not good in written communication because of the mindset about the memo, which there is warning. Okay, maybe it can be cultural differences, but in Singapore, in the developed countries, warning letter, it is titled by to whom it may concern. You follow? It's not warn, it's not memo type. Now, Mr. Faisal, is horizontal communication and information from employees is the same depth only? No. Horizontal communication, it is a bit different than the communication between the employees from the same department. Horizontal communication, it focuses on teamwork in a bigger picture. You follow? Teamwork in a bigger picture. Example, marketing department, they must need to talk with sales department to get update about the sales report, right? So it's not the communication of the same department. It is a communication from the different departments. Myrini, follow? It's okay, you cannot, oh, okay, department. Yeah. No, horizontal department, it will be from the different department as well. Okay, not only from your department, but also communicating with other departments. Myri, now you got the point, right? Okay, fine, very good. Here is the Philippines, it is written, okay, fine. Yes, got it clear, thank you so much. Okay, you're on the great speed. Okay, I'm not that great, I'm trying to learn something from you guys as well. Okay, so if there is no more question, Madina, we can end the meeting here, but I think we need to send the notes again. So here is the notes that you can see in the chat box, and I can see some of our Muslim trainees, those who are fasting, happy fasting. You know, this is a spiritual month. You pray for each other, you know, pray for all. Make sure the heart of, the fasting month will brings a lot of positive outcome in your life and in all over the world accordingly. Thank you. Yes, you are welcome. Really appreciate and grateful. Salamat. Yes, you are also I wish you the same. Thank you so much. So thank you all. I hope to see you again when I will have an opportunity to come and talk with you, maybe in BizTalk, or in leadership, or in Monday motivational session, or in our regular class. All of you stay fine and stay safe. Thank you so much. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.